Hey everyone, welcome back to the Steel Donut Collective. My name is Blake, and with me today is Yella.
Good day.
And Matt.
Hey, I'm Matt.
And today we are looking at a creepypasta on the Creepypasta Wiki. Since when do mannequins bleed?
Yeah.
No question marks. So since when do mannequins bleed? This is by an author named bloodyspghetti.
Skitty.
Yeah, because there's no way. Pretty prominent author on the Creepypasta Wiki, has 60 stories in total, including this one. And they're actually edit protected and have the little copyright thing at the bottom, which is usually what they do for more prominent authors. I've not run into this guy before, and I hate to be mean, but story's not very good. And I glanced at a few other stories, and they also were not very good. So
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there, but we are going to look at the story and riff it as usual. So that bastard Manny woke me up again in the middle of the night.
God
I
damn.
absolutely hate it when he does this. This time, I guess he had a good reason to wake me up like that. I just wish he wasn't an asshole about it.
Damn.
I mean, that's fair, I guess.
Yeah,
Or
it's
the Manny fucking
you know, when
Pardo.
you're writing a scary story, it's all about word choice. You really want to make sure you say he wasn't an asshole.
Yeah, he wasn't an asshole about it.
Manny and I, we have a strange relationship, I'd say. Even our meeting was weird. He just
Okay.
appeared at my place one day. He was there sitting on my couch, reading my copy of Dan Brown's Angels and Demons.
Okay, see, that's not weird. That's called breaking and entering. So
He shares my same shitty taste in books.
Yeah, we have a weird relationship. we have the
we
same
have a
shitty
weird
taste
relationship
in
where
books.
he broke into my house and read my book.
Yeah. I'll admit this much. Yeah. I'll admit this much. His
Okay.
appearance at my place wasn't random at all.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it wasn't a weird meeting. He was
What?
supposed to
Yeah, it
be
was-
here.
I mean, it's weird in that I don't understand anything now.
I'll admit this much. The rest you're going to have to figure out. Like,
yeah.
That's like a running theme. Just like start with something that has nothing to do with what follows.
Yeah.
I can swear I've seen him looking at me as if admiring me from a distance for
As
weeks
if.
before our meeting.
As if he were some kind of stalker person.
That's my favorite fan fiction. Well, this is a creepypasta, but internet writing thing where you can never be sure. It's always as if, like,
Yeah, as
seem
if.
to be.
And you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? The only thing that this guy seems to be is a stalker. So wait. So actually, let me get this straight. Our narrator here is like, it was pretty weird. I've noticed him looking at me for like a few weeks. Yeah, it says for weeks, and then he broke and entered my house, and now we have this weird relationship. Like, all sorts of red flags are appearing in my head. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and it
Not
gets better.
good.
Oh.
Yeah, it's hard to miss the guy. He sticks out like a thorn in a crowd's side,
That's
given his odd-looking head.
that's bad. That's a real bad description.
Well,
So,
what does
trying
it-
to mix like a metaphor with an expression. So, like thorn in my side, he sticks. You meant like he sticks out like a sore thumb,
Yeah.
No, I think
but
you mean
you mixed it with another expression because like implies a metaphor, and thorns don't stick out of crowd signs.
Yeah.
So he doesn't stick out like a thorn in a
Also,
crowd
is
side.
combining it with somebody being a thorn in somebody's side, which means somebody
Yeah.
is a nuisance.
He sticks
or
out like something
annoyance.
that doesn't exist. A thorn in a crowd side doesn't exist. So how can he stick out like that?
It's this weird combination of two sayings, one of which is not applicable to this situation, and the other one is just doesn't exist. It's so weird. Like,
Yeah.
he wrote this and was like, "Yep, that's good."
Yeah, and it
Edit
gets better.
protection, people. Edit protection.
Yeah, exactly.
God damn.
Manny's appearance is mostly unremarkable.
he uses
Mostly
edit
unremarkable.
protection to protect himself from people correcting it.
Exactly. Other than what appears to be a pale white smiling mask permanently fused to the skin of his head.
What?
So mostly unremarkable, other than, again, what appears to be, because we can never be sure.
Yeah, no.
A
Yeah.
pale white smiling mask permanently fused to the skin of his head. Yeah, other than that slight detail, he's
Yeah,
just a normal guy.
he's mostly unremarkable except for his fucked up face.
Yeah,
You fucked up
using
my
that, I could be like,
face.
he was mostly unremarkable, other than the giant pyramid he had for a head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what
All
this reads
pyramid
like.
heads out of
Or
the
sorry,
he
no,
wants to
wait,
fit
Blake.
in.
Actually, no, Blake, you're wrong. He sticks out. No, sorry. He is mostly unremarkable, except for what looks to be a pyramid as his head.
Yeah. As what might be his head, yeah.
As what might be his head, perchance, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like he had a purposefully deformed mannequin head stuck on his body, hence the name Manny. Somehow no one else has ever noticed him. Usually people write me off as mental whenever I mention him, which is why I avoid talking about him to others.
There's a little flag there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure its color. Might be red. A little red flag there, maybe.
I mean, I wouldn't go all the way to red yet. Like this
maybe
one,
like a nice magenta.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice magenta flag there.
Nice magenta flag.
Maybe a dark orange.
Not as crazy yet as a red flag.
So when I saw him sitting on my couch like he owned the damn thing, my instinctive reaction was to get mad. I yelled something obscene and pounced on the couch with the intent to maul him with my hands.
What the fuck?
My instinct was to get mad and not be like, whoa, how the fuck did you get in my house? My instinct was to just be angry.
Just angry.
Not surprised, not shocked.
Also,
just angry.
Also, apparently, just whenever the author thinks of it, thinks of the situation again, they get angry again because it's like, as if he owned the damn thing. Like, oh, I'm getting mad again.
I'm getting mad just reading this.
What came next scared the living hell out of me. I hit the couch and flipped it over, but the bastard was gone. He disappeared on me before reappearing behind me and letting out this distinctive high-pitched chuckle of his. Oh man, let me go in and edit this so I can fix that, because it should be hyphenated and it should be pitched instead of pinched. Oh no, it's protected.
Oh whoops, edit protected. Dang.
Beans.
Oh beans.
High-pitched chuckle of his. He said that he was going to play me like a marionette and then vanished again.
Play me like a marionette.
Yeah, not like a piano, like a marionette,
Not play me like a fiddle or a piano or any kind of instrument. Play me like a thing that you either play with or puppeteer.
Yeah.
You know what? I would love
Once
to
again, let me go and edit that. Oh, wait, I can't.
We shouldn't overdo that too much, but yes. That's the theme of this. That's the theme. Welcome to the theme. We found it.
Yeah. Oh, and more scary word choice. I just sat there flat on my ass.
On my ass.
Scared out of my wits. I had no clue what the hell had just happened to me. I'm still not entirely sure. It's been years now.
It's been years.
Thanks. Just jump a couple years ahead. And man, he comes and goes. Whenever he shows up, I know it'll be one heck of a ride.
I've been haunted by this mannequin ghost for years.
Literally, I had no clue what the hell happened to me. 2 sentences later, whenever he shows up, I know it'll be one heck of a ride.
I'm on one fuck of a ride.
Did his mom walk in during that line? Like, the character's like, oh man, I gotta make sure I say heck.
Yeah.
He pops up and does his best to make my life hell, not letting me sleep by being an incredibly loud, unwanted roommate, or by driving me nuts with his mostly moronic rants just before I go to sleep.
Mostly moronic. Sometimes he makes sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're well thought out. They're smart.
Yeah,
sometimes he's like Sorting Hat, and then all of a sudden he's like giving me the cure to cancer.
Yeah, like sometimes he talks about how totally like all these Harry Potter characters that all they had to do was use technology, and any other time he's like explaining the deep intricate problems in society, and it's just weird.
We really do live in one, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, other times he shows up and just makes me feel like shit by giving me vivid accounts of horrible, capitalized like capitalized things
horrible
about me in the world.
Wow.
Hey, fuck you.
Yeah, sometimes he just makes me feel bad by leaning on my insecurities, I guess.
Yeah. One time I saw this vivid account of people who capitalized after an ellipsis.
Yeah, that was pretty
horrible. It made
horrible.
me feel like shit.
Yeah, no, those were some horrible capital H, horrible capital T things, my dude.
His recollections feel as if he's feeding the imagery directly, as if he's. Can we get just a ding for that? As if he's feeding the imagery directly into my brain. I can quite see the horrors he's speaking of.
I can quite see what he is saying. Yes.
Yeah.
Needless to say, that makes me feel terrible. It is needless, especially considering you already said it makes you feel like shit.
Yeah.
It's especially needless.
Very needless. Just like this story. Oh!
I think he can even influence my dreams at this point. I swear. The guy who I just told you was like directly feeding imagery into my brain can also influence my dreams. And it's like, yeah, that's the point where I'm not going to believe you.
That's weird. That's some weird escalation? Question mark.
Yeah. He went from like directly manipulating my brain to directly manipulating my brain when I sleep.
Yeah.
I swear, whenever I have a nightmare, I wake up to him standing at the edge of my bed, staring straight into my soul.
Well, luckily for him, I don't have a soul. Or luckily for me.
Yeah, just like
Damn it.
Jeff the Killer.
Yeah.
Usually these nightmares I think he gives me are once again, can't be sure, are events from my past, amplified and perverted into haunting scenes straight out of some horror flick.
So you think they're events from your past, but you can't be certain. Are you an amnesiac? Like,
He
what?
lives in the moment. By that I means he doesn't remember anything that happened before. Other times, these nightmares are just distressingly weird things you'd not expect to see in your sleep. Like that one time when he made me dream of me viewing black and white footage of what appears the main street of someone's city, devoid of people with this dramatic music playing in the background.
What a horrible
What?
nightmare. What a
horrible
terrible,
night
terrible
to
nightmare.
have. What a horrible night to have a curse. Also, what? Like what?
That
You're
was a
haunting-
train
All
wreck.
so random, which means it's scary.
That was a train wreck of a sentence, if I've
Also-
ever seen one.
There's something weird to me about being like distressingly weird things you'd not expect to see in your sleep. It's like, have you ever had a nightmare? Like,
Yeah.
I've seen weird shit in my sleep. There's nothing I wouldn't expect because my brain is weird. Like, what are you talking about?
I just love that we got another ding, what appears in a
Yeah.
dream of all places. And it has the typo too. What appears the main street?
The main street of someone city, not of some
someone
city, of a city. No, of
No.
someone city.
One city.
The atmosphere of this whole thing felt incredibly off, but then came the truly terrifying part.
Oh, the truly
It fucking
terrifying
did.
part.
So,
All right, here's
Singing.
really terrifying.
here we go.
Singing.
Singing. Quite a cheerful singing came to flood my ears, forcing me to look around for the source of the sound.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, how horrifying!
And he looks
no.
up and he hears the singing faintly, and it's like, the way I made the way.
Oh,
I
The
no,
way I
that
made,
is
the
a
way I
nightmare.
made, this
That
is
is
Yeah,
a
it's,
the way
it's
I
cheerful
made.
singing. My dream self looked up.
What the?
Yeah, that's
fuck?
that's an
Why
advanced
did you
technique right there.
hyphenate?
How did that happen?
So instead of
He put the
putting
hyphen in the wrong spot.
yeah, instead of putting it between dream and self, it's between self and look.
How do you
In
self
fact, you could have
look?
just put dream self as a compound word.
How the fuck do you self look?
Yeah.
Well, you see,
I told
Matt-
you it's an advanced technique. You'll
Oh,
get
I
there
see.
someday.
This is
Yeah,
like
Matt.
an advanced form of water bim dong right
I
here.
mean,
Yeah,
Matt,
you're
you
gonna
can-
have to like walk outside and beat up a bunch of slimes.
I mean,
and level up,
listen,
and then
you
you'll be able
can't
to do it.
self-look until you've opened your third eye.
So my dream self looked up, and above it, me, hung women. Oh, we don't capitalize the H this time. Hung women dressed in 20s outfits. So they're not, hang like they would be if they were hung from the neck. They're hung.
They're hung. Yeah. I love the way the author's like, above it, the dream self, which is me. It's like, just say above me. Like, come on, we get it was your dream. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, my dream self, who is, I guess, separate from me. Like, I don't think of
I feel like I've
myself in
seen
the
this
dream
picture
separate
before.
from me. Like, what the hell?
And if ellipses are scary, then this is the scariest story in the world because there's way too many of these.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Hung
I'm
women
afeared.
dressed in 20s outfits, swinging from the street lights,
3 periods.
lifeless, swaying
More
softly in the
periods.
wind,
3
and
more
yet singing
periods.
cheerfully.
It's another 3 periods.
I woke
so
up in a
afeared.
cold sweat to be greeted by the pallid mug of that bastard.
Hey, get your fucking mug out of my face.
Exactly. It's like, so pallid, that's a pretty literary word. Mug, a very informal word.
Something about the word combination of pallid mug, it just is
Yeah.
weird.
Something about the way this story is written is just not very good. Anyone else
It would be
feel
like
that?
if I said I woke up in the morning and looked into my ebon cup of joe. It's like, can we not, like pallid mug? Are you
Pallid
kidding?
mug.
Over the years, let's just move on. Over the years, he'd pull some nasty trick where he'd stand there in the distance, making sure I see him before pulling out a long black rod, wink, and, and again, we're not capitalizing, and, now we are again, stabbing himself,
What?
Mhm.
somehow. Oh, we're not capitalizing again. You just do it when you feel like.
You don't even capitalize after a fucking ellipses.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you don't. Well, apparently 80% of the time you do.
Sometimes
like-
you do, sometimes you don't. It's one of the things about grammar, is that,
Yeah.
sometimes rules apply, sometimes they don't. In the
Yeah.
same sentence.
Sometimes you screw the rules because you have money in that moment, so
Yeah.
screw the rules. But
Yeah.
also, he is stabbing himself somehow with a long black rod,
Yeah. As in with some voodoo magic.
as in with some voodoo magic.
Oh.
As in with some voodoo magic. I'd feel it wherever he stabbed himself. Usually the leg. it hurts so bad whenever he does this. He seems to have this, God.
He seems to.
Dang.
Like, I can't actually see his face, I guess. Like,
He seems to have this gleeful expression on his face, like he's enjoying the pain, while I want to scream as a result of the sensation of a boiling hot metal rod slicing through my nerves.
wink? Question mark.
Hey, I was going to edit this to, like, fix some of the errors, but I think I'm just going to delete this now instead. And I feel like that might be a better option.
You know what?
I'm not sure there's any saving this.
No.
Sometimes I wish I could save you.
Sometimes I wish I could edit this.
Like, I thought maybe we could edit it, but now that I'm looking up to this point, like, ooh, I don't know if there's any edit that's going to make this good again.
Oh, well, you haven't even gotten to the best part. The first time was as shocking as hell. I've bitten so hard through my lip due to the pain. I now have a scar there as a reminder of that day.
I've bitten so hard through my lip.
Due to the pain. Yes.
Jesus!
Unfortunately, I've come to accept it as part of my experience with Manny.
I've
So
come
it's
to accept
unfortunate that you've
blinding
accepted it.
pain.
It would be better if you couldn't accept it.
Maybe.
Why?
I don't know.
And I do agree with this sentence, though. That's not even the worst of it.
Oh no, it gets worse.
But wait, there's more.
The worst part about Manny, however, isn't this sort of stuff.
Oh my god. Listen, I mean, I want you to take this in for a moment. That's not even worst of it. That's not even the worst of it. The worst of it, however, isn't what we just talked. Yes, we know what you just said. Literally what you said a sentence ago.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. Only $19.99.
That's how I feel right now. I feel like I'm being sold something.
Yeah, the worst part about Manny, however, isn't this sort of stuff. The worst part is when he pops out of nowhere and lets out a thunderous roar straight into my ear before vanishing again.
Oh, that's real bad.
what
Oh,
a
get
tricky
stabbed in the
trickster.
fucking leg. Oh, that's okay.
Sometimes he jump scares
Biting
me.
through my fucking lip. Yeah, whatever. Jump scaring me. That's what I'm drawing the fucking line right there, boys.
Now he went
That is
too
the worst
far.
part. Oh.
Man, he just
Oh,
went
it's like
too
I got
far.
a fucking Markiplier video, full time. Yeah, fucking Jacksepticeye video I can never get away from. Ugh.
Dang.
If only he was John Wolfe, he could have those really mild reactions.
Yeah. If only he was critical, he could have no reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, everyone is me.
Whenever he
critical.
does this, I tense up like crazy. It's akin to having a cannon shot going off right next to you.
No,
Is
it's
it like
akin
getting
to-
stabbed in the fucking leg, though?
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
akin to having a
people
cannon
shot
shot.
cannons in war and they were fine. They didn't get stabbed in the leg and walk away from it.
I mean, the author didn't actually get stabbed in the leg. Manny stabs himself in the leg, and then the author feels it.
Okay, yeah, all right.
I guess
That
because
like
still
the
feels
author,
like I got stabbed in the leg, though.
I mean, I think it's because the author is just a very empathetic person.
Yeah, good old Voodoo Vince. That's another. I try to keep a good stock on all of the forgotten, PS2 era mascots, and Voodoo Vince is up there, man.
Oh, I forgot all about him.
Right up with Doctor Muto.
Fuck me.
Whenever he does, all right. Well, here's why it's so bad though. So he tenses up, so all his muscles go tense.
Yeah.
Sometimes I stay tensed up for hours.
Whoa!
Just a statue. Others, it goes away. Others, yes, it goes away within minutes.
That's
Okay.
still fucking long. Just have all your muscles tensed up. Like, what the hell? Like, you just become a statue? Like, what?
Yeah. In fact, let me read that again just so you can hear how bad that is. Sometimes I stay tensed up for hours. Others, it goes away within minutes. Others,
Bad.
Yeah, if it's not hours, at least it's only minutes.
After each encounter with Manny, regardless of what he does, I end up being stressed, vigilant, and aggressive, and above all else, exhausted. That's a lot of buffs and debuffs. Sometimes to the point of wanting to just
God,
throw
man,
myself
let me
off
just tell you,
somewhere
I'm not sure
high.
I want to use this on my RPG character. Like, I mean, the vigilant one, that one's a pretty good buff, but being tired, oh, I don't know. That gives you like a -2 to defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, plus
But
stress.
being vigilant only gives you a +1 to offense, so it doesn't really even them out.
The problem is that this game also uses a Darkest Dungeon stress meter, so you never want the stress.
Yeah.
Dang.
I love this. Sometimes to the point of wanting to just throw myself off somewhere high. Why not just say wanting to kill myself? It sounds like, like he doesn't want to die. He just wants to throw himself off somewhere high.
Yeah.
Throw myself
I just want to fall off my
somewhere.
fucking bunk bed again.
Yeah.
No. That's definitely affected me in more ways than one. Yeah. I mean, thanks.
I would
Thanks.
imagine. Like,
This,
what the fuck?
this is thanks the story. Fucking thanks. Hence why I mostly isolate myself from others. Again,
Hence
mostly.
why.
God,
Hence
He's trying to ruin my
prose.
life. I'm sure.
This
You know.
fucking prose is atrocious.
It is.
It is.
It's so awful.
I don't know why me. I didn't do anything wrong. I've always loved helping people. Again, ellipsis
What?
why. I didn't put on the uniform for the pay. I only ever wanted to do some good. You know, the closest I could be to being a superhero, I guess.
What the
So
fuck
I
does
guess-
that even mean?
I'm guessing that
Nobody
means
cared
that
who I was
Till I put
until
on
I
the
put on
mask.
the uniform, and then still nobody cared.
I mean, I guess that just means that the author is a cop.
Yeah, it's shitty exposition to say he's a cop.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why are you telling me this now?
Because it'll be relevant in a second. You know?
Oh, okay.
Exposition's
It's
like
building it up.
Gandalf, you know, it never shows up, you know, until it's necessary.
Yeah. Don't ever, talk about anything until it's absolutely necessary that you need to know
Only
it.
world build a second before the knowledge is required.
Yeah, and
Until
then
the world
never
is
ever
required.
use that knowledge ever again.
Well, I was sure he was trying to mess with me up until tonight.
Is that what he was trying to do? Huh? Okay.
I was
well,
sure he was
I'm
trying
glad you
to
put
mess
your
with
fucking.
me as he made my life hell.
I'm glad you put your fucking detective skills to work there, asshole.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
the reason why
Figured
there's still
that
a
shit
beat
out,
cop.
didn't you?
That's the reason
Yeah.
there's still a beat
That
cop.
got me through
like,
police academy. Let me tell you.
Yeah, man. You know, whenever I read a creepypasta, I always end up being stressed, vigilant, and aggressive, and above all else exhausted, and sometimes to the point of wanting to just throw myself off somewhere high.
That's how
I
the
feel
story's
you, man.
making me feel right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This time it was different. He woke me up by shaking my body awake.
No.
Seeing his ugly
Only-
mug before even fully waking up gave me that adrenal kick.
He woke me up by shaking my body awake.
Instead of saying adrenaline rush, he's like, nah, I gotta come up with something cooler than adrenaline rush. I'm gonna just look here in my thesaurus, adrenal kick. There we go.
Aw, hell
Adrenal
yeah.
kick.
I punched him square in the head. Although my fist never connected, it just went straight through his head.
Dang.
I guess he's only corporeal when he wants to be.
And now for the really scary voice.
Hey, hold up, doll.
What's up, Doc?
Hold up, doll.
Oh my gosh, why the fuck does he talk like this? He has such a scary voice he talks in. Literally fucking Bugs Bunny.
He talks like that fucking dude from American Horror Story.
What's up, Doc?
I mean, he literally says, hey, hold up, doll. It's like a
Hold
fucking
up there, doll.
rip-off thing.
Yeah, it's
of
like
Bugs Bunny.
discount,
Bugs Bunny.
discount Bugs
Yeah.
Bunny.
He yelled as I pulled my hand backward, cursing under my breath.
I'm here to help you.
He continued. I didn't believe him.
I didn't
He was
like
just trying to mess with me again. I reasoned.
Very
Oh,
reasonable.
yes, let me reason.
I mean,
Yeah,
that is pretty
hmm.
reasonable considering his past actions, you know?
Yeah. So I tried ignoring him and going back to sleep. I shrugged him off and pulled the blanket tightly over my head. He shook me again.
Oi, Dolly, get up. This time I'm here to help. Pinky
I
promise.
love that accent, Yella. You do that so well. Can you pull his voice out
Bugs
again
Bunny.
sometime?
I can try.
Elmer fucking Fudd and Peppy Le shit. Fuck off, I barked, trying to drown his presence out of my head with some pleasant memories.
What? Does it do anything, like, actually? Like,
Do you have any pleasant memories?
yeah, it sounds to me like your life has just been shit since Manny
You said
came
you
into
were
it.
a complete loser, and then you, like, you know, became a cop, but now you're just terrorized by a ghost.
Yeah.
You've been spooked by a spooky ghost.
Oh, no. Shh. They'll hear you.
He shushed me. Something was wrong with that statement. Usually there are no others involved in his cruel jokes.
I hate this.
I like that the author's still calling them jokes, even though they're
His
like
fucking
literal.
pranks he's pulling.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
just,
just
I mean,
a
he's
prank,
just
bro.
he's just a social experimenter.
It's just a social
Yeah.
experiment.
Yeah, on GhostTube, it's like social experiment. I haunt this guy for 5 years.
Yeah.
Gone wrong. Police called?
Oh no.
I pulled the blanket from my head. I guess I had the whole blanket wrapped around my head.
Yeah.
Because not from over my head. Pulling the blanket from my head implies he was wearing the whole blanket just wrapped
Yeah,
up like
I mean,
a cocoon.
isn't that how you sleep?
Yeah. My head gets really cold at night, so I just, like,
Yeah, the rest of my
mummify it
body,
in the blankets.
fine. My head, ice cold.
I pulled the blanket from my head and looked him dead into his empty eye marks.
Dang.
His empty eye marks?
His eye sockets. They're fucking eye sockets.
It's just a video game, so it's just like a black mark on the texture.
Oh, I see. They didn't actually
Old
put his
game.
eyes there.
Yeah,
His eyes are a separate texture. It hasn't loaded yet.
exactly. What are you talking about?
What's
He
a
mouthed.
paladin?
What's a paladin? I have spells.
Yeah, make sure you mouth this. No,
Oh
don't
yeah,
actually.
no, I mean, I was going to, but then you interrupted me. Quiet down your tone.
Huh?
Huh?
What's a paladin?
I questioned, confused, and genuinely pissed off at this point.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was pretty
shit.
fucking mad. I'll tell you what, man.
I like that it's I questioned. Like that's not how you question. That's not Like maybe something like I was confused.
The
If
Codex
you're
of
writing
Ultimate Wisdom.
here's a little writing hack. If you're writing a short horror story, it's one thing if it's a novel, but if you're writing a short horror story, do not add profanity.
Yeah,
It
that
just-
usually it
It
always
just
comes
does not work.
it always comes off as trying too hard, you know.
It comes off as trying to write, and it makes us picture the protagonist as just a 15-year-old, trying to be edgy. The best
Yeah.
short horror stories are ones that are usually more traditionally spooky. I mean, it doesn't have to be straight out of scary stories to tell in the dark, but if you make it this contemporary and such, it ruins the spookness.
Yeah,
I've never read a short horror story with profanity that was as scary as one without.
Like it works in longer things because then usually we get more of a feel for who characters are, and then it might fit more if they happen to swear when really spooked or whatever.
Exactly. But that's my number one hack. Do not do this because this is so dumb and nonsensical. But even if it was close to being scary, the second I read, genuinely pissed off. I'm not going to be scared anymore.
That just immediately reads like you said, 15-year-old trying to, I'm gonna say the bad words.
Yeah, especially when you said heck earlier. It's come on.
Yeah. There are 3 mannequins in your house. They don't mean no good, dolly. I feel like my voice is changing for this.
No, it's perfect. It's beautiful.
Okay.
Bullshit. Oh, and let me read my line. Bullshit. I barked back with a whisper. I didn't even know why I was whispering, really.
Listen for yourself, dolly.
Manny hissed, pointing at where his ears should have been.
Oh, so he also just doesn't have ears.
He's got a mannequin head.
Yeah.
That's it. He's just got a mannequin head.
I mean,
Yeah.
you see, I wasn't entirely sure about that because the author was what seemed like a deformed mannequin face, and I'm okay, so is it?
Yeah.
What seemed as if it was like a mannequin head.
Yeah.
Perchance somewhat, akin to a thing. God damn it.
I did as he said. It was dead silent. I was going to throw another fit at the creature that's been haunting me for the last few years. Yeah, that's not helping the 15-year-old. Throwing a fit.
Yeah.
That's been haunting me for the last few years, but then my thought process was cut short by the sound of footsteps.
Steps.
2, 4, 6,
Why?
comma, ellipsis, and those are all spaced separately. What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
I like how 2 was capitalized. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Those are commas. My bad. That's all
Yeah, but
one
then it's
sentence.
also spaced out.
All one sentence.
My heartbeat sped up. I slowly got out of my bed, walked towards the bedroom door.
Open
Perfect.
the door, get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur.
And we don't need the word and, you can just use that when you want to.
Yeah.
I always keep it locked, even though I live alone. It's like an OCD thing.
Okay.
Hey.
Using OCD as slang. And again, not really helping that, young teenager vibe.
It just kills any spooky vibe that might have existed.
Yeah. If it weren't for him saying the OCD thing, I would have been able to take this 100% seriously. There's no other errors here at all that make me think this was written by a teenager. No spelling, no grammar errors.
The fact that it's the least scary thing you've ever read
The fact
in
that
your
it's the
life.
least scary thing I've ever seen in my life. Nope, none of that.
Honestly, what am I supposed to feel like right now? Am I
You're
supposed to feel a fear?
feel like a jump scare, like a ghost giving you a spooky jump scare.
Like a
And there's another story I looked up from this author.
You're supposed to fear a dream where people are hanging and they're singing a song above you like they're in the 20s.
Unless you think this is a fluke, there's a much longer story from this author I peeked at where Death shows up with a bucket of chicken McNuggets.
Oh, that was scary. The scary nugs. The nugs of death.
Scary nugs. Spooky nugs.
Yeah, the more chicken McNuggets you add in the story, the scarier it is.
Yeah,
the
literally.
dump truck showed up full of chicken McNuggets. It's like, oh my gosh.
I mean, they're literally the nugs of death, as in death owns these nugs.
Do you think Death eats at McDonald's?
I mean, where
would.
else would he eat?
He could go to KFC and get the fuck it bucket. Just throw it all in a bucket, say fuck it.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I stood by the door and listened. Someone was definitely walking around in my house. 3 people, in fact. They were saying things I couldn't understand. They were too quiet. My breathing was becoming shallow, and my body was getting hot.
Oh my!
I could feel my own temperature rising slightly.
Dude, now is not the time.
Now's not
Save
the time
it for
to get
the
aroused.
bedroom.
I mean,
Lord
they're in the
Almighty,
bedroom.
I feel my temperature rising.
Oh no, I must be getting aroused.
Manny whispered,
Told you.
no, not told you, told cha.
Told ya. You're right, that's just told cha.
I just stared at him, and he took a step back. That had never happened before. Yeah, nobody has ever said told you before, you're right. Some switch inside flipped, and the bastard smiled at me. I just kept listening to what was happening outside the room. The pallid bastard, want to double down on that, literary informal. Opened up a closet, and pulled out my 2 baseball bats. I'm fucking Casey Jones, before telling me to pick one.
What?
He knew what was going through my head. He knew exactly what I was going to do. I took one of the bats, the black one. It felt nice in my hand.
Why is it important that there were 2? Also, you took the nice black bat in your hand, and it feels nice.
Yeah.
Good job.
As I say, if he didn't put that line there that it felt nice in his hand, I wouldn't have been able to enjoy the story. Now I can.
You know what? Honestly, I'm really hoping that goes somewhere, because otherwise it is just so unnecessary.
Yeah. Manny vanished. I cranked my neck, and the door handle
Cranked
twisted.
his neck! How do you crank your neck?
Yeah. I think they meant like they craned their neck. But no, cranked. The door to my room swung open. Before me stood a literal mannequin.
Not a
Using literal.
figurative. Not a figurative. Literal.
I'm glad there's at least one literal in this entire story. I mean, up to this point, everything's just been stuff that looked like it could be stuff.
That's true, yeah.
That's true. That's a good
First,
point.
we have our first solid evidence of a single literal
we
thing.
have a definite mannequin in the flesh or the plastic or whatever it's made of.
Could be marble. Could be a marble mannequin?
Oh man,
I don't think that's a thing. That'd be a statue.
This is very similar to a scene that is actually genuinely terrifying in the novella The Face in the Frost. Except that one was actually written by a very talented author, and this is written by
Bloody Spaghetti.
Bloody Spaghetti, yeah. I could almost hear something snap inside. It didn't expect me to be awake. I moved swiftly, expertly, nearly took off its head with the bat.
I'm so expertly, I failed to do the thing.
He wasn't trying to take its head off. He was just trying to move swiftly and expertly.
Yeah, I was just trying to scare you a little.
He's just trying to nearly take it off.
Just spook the spooky mannequin.
The sound of cracking thick plastic boomed in my ears. Yeah, it's such a loud sound.
Yeah.
The mannequin collapsed to the floor. I went out to the hall. Another mannequin stood with its back to me. This one white. I think there was something attached to its plastic hand. I took a swing to its back, and it bent in half before collapsing on all fours. A second hit to the back of the head. It wasn't moving anymore.
Good
Now,
job.
what's scary enemies?
Yeah, these scary enemies that don't do anything.
And also, I haunted you for 5 years so I could warn you about that one time a bunch of completely non-threatening enemies would try to attack you.
Yeah, also, Manny himself looks like a mannequin. Who's to say he isn't one of them?
This reads like a VR game that's like just testing out weapons. I'm just like hitting mannequins with a baseball bat.
Yeah, I'm in the practice room and
like they're not actually attacking me yet.
Weapon around. Yeah,
I'm doing my warm up in Gorn right now.
I'm checking the stats on these. I want to see the damage numbers.
Yeah, well, there's not really much to see because you hit them and they die.
True.
The third one saw me.
You still see the little numbers pop up.
Well, look at this. It ran towards the front door. I followed. It wasn't going to get out just like that. I guess it's going to get out a different way.
Yeah.
I caught up to it. It started making pleading movements with its arms. Ugly piece of shit.
Whoa. Are we looking at crime? Or is this crime?
Yeah, it's a crime against humanity.
Oh man, not humanity.
Man, what a terrible joke I just made. So, ugly piece of shit. I slammed the bat on top of it. Nice. I swung once, twice, thrice. I swung over and over again. Even after it was crumpled on the floor, with many parts collapsed on themselves.
Bad way to word that.
How is this author, imagining that mannequins get destroyed? I'm honestly questioning.
No.
I don't get what they're describing here. I understand that the mannequin is being destroyed because, person's hitting it with a bat a lot. But how?
It's not even hard. Just I swung over and over again in a frenzy. My vision clouding as the bat collided over and over. Bits of wood flew everywhere. It's like, you see, look, like, it's not hard to write a visceral scene. Just do it.
Are you sure? Are you sure it's not written?
Even after I'm trying to find my place again. With many parts collapsed on
themselves. Are you sure
it's
not? Yeah, I slammed the bat on top of it. I swung once, twice, thrice. I swung over and over. Even after it was all crumpled on the floor with many parts collapsed on themselves. Like, that's a visceral way to describe it. That's not at all clunky and weird and bad.
Clunky and weird and bad, yeah. Once I was done with the third mannequin, Manny popped up again. He spat his poison in my ear again.
His poison, which is...
Save your life, apparently.
I guess this is poison to be spat in one's ear. Tie him up. Dump him in the garage for now.
Oh, man. I can feel the poison seeping into my veins.
Oh man, this story's fucking poison.
You will not poison me like you've poisoned other people.
Yeah. Also, tie him up. He just smashed this one into smithereens.
Yeah. I think he means, like, wrap him up.
Maybe.
The thing is, here's what's bullshit about this game, is that they have this timer on enemies where... if even one of them's still alive, then all three of them will revive. So you've got to get rid of them before they all revive again. It's really bullshit. I hate this game. So, like, you beat them until they're crumpled, and then you got to, like, dump them. Because if you leave them there too long, they just revive again. And it's a stupid fucking bullshit game. I hate Bingo Shadow Legends. Why do we keep shilling this game? It sucks.
Well, because they pay us and they send us that handy script.
Yeah, but they didn't this time. You know, I'm going to go on record. I'm going to say I don't like this game very much, you know? Now that I'm not getting paid to shill it. I just got an email,
Matt. You better change your
Oh, is it? Oh, hang on. Wait, I just got the paycheck. Oh, it just showed up. Okay, never mind. Bingo Shadow Legends is great. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, please join our clan. We play there all the time.
Yeah, we play there. It lets you beat up mannequins.
I swear to God. So just boss play
if you use our code.
Yeah. Also, you
get an extra bingo card.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys see the twist coming, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like,
I do, but I am really hoping that it's not a twist I think it's going to be, because that's going to be a shitty fucking twist.
No, it is. There's a million. I don't know why anyone uses this twist anymore. Anyone can see it coming from 1,000 miles away.
Okay, well, all right. I'm glad you told me that so I don't get my hopes up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, I didn't want you to be too disappointed.
Matt, I don't even know why you had hopes.
You're right. Well, I was like, it can't possibly be this obvious. And then I was like, no, wait, it really can. It really can be this obvious.
Of course it can be this obvious.
It can be this obvious. Yeah, okay, yeah. Have I read the... I was here for the rest of the story. I should know. It can be this obvious.
Yeah. So, here we go. I did just that. I wasn't even thinking on my own. Oh, I was on an autopilot.
Jesus.
On one of them. I love
this. I love this next sentence.
Good thing the front door was unlocked.
I wouldn't be able to unlock my own front door.
Yeah, what a great time for a goofy
locked,
joke.
I would be trapped in my house forever. I would never be able to leave.
Well, no, he ran outside, so he was like, oh, good thing the front door... So it's like a goofy joke. Yeah, what a great place for that. The adrenaline wore off quickly, and I was exhausted once more, completely worn out, man.
Bad!
Again, can we just have that gift for the rest of the story?
Yeah, just...
Bad.
Oh man, I headed up back to my bed, almost as if nothing had happened.
Back. Come on, it's back up. It's back up. I headed back up to my bed. It's not that fucking hard.
Double ding, almost as if nothing had happened.
It's not even as if. It's almost as if.
Stop.
I was pretty docile and relatively calm after that.
You.
I'm glad you are. I'm not.
Relatively calm.
You don't get to use the word docile. Fuck you.
I passed out on the spot pretty much.
God
pretty much.
God
pretty much. Like, it was a pretty
Holy
near thing.
shit.
What? The end of the story is so bad. Did you have to, like, finish this before your next class? Like, before the lunch bell rang? Like, what in the world?
Dude, man, I feel like somebody's hit him with a bat once, twice, thrice, over and over again, even as I was crumpled on the floor with many parts collapsed on themselves. That's how I feel right now from that last paragraph.
Yeah.
Oh, just
Manny
a beat
was nowhere
down.
in sight, thank God. I slept like a baby.
Good for
Waking
you.
up this morning, I remembered what had happened the night before and my mind raced again, forcing me to feel like the world would collapse on top of me if I didn't check the garage.
What the fuck?
Why? What? Huh?
It's bad.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I know I just keep saying the word bad over and over again, but holy shit.
I mean,
That
that's
is
the
a
only
bad
reaction
sentence.
you can have.
The moment I got out of my bed, semicolon, cortisol filled my system up once more.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
I noticed a massive, in a dash, I noticed a massive blood stain on the floor.
I already used adrenal kick. I don't want to use the word adrenaline again. Oh, cortisol.
Also, you know, again, those terrible punctuation there's, I could fix them if I could edit this.
If only we could edit this. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't, because I don't care enough to fix this
I don't think
person's
editing would
bullshit
save
for
this.
them.
I think you need to rewrite this entire
It still
fucking
wouldn't be
story.
scary, yeah.
Can we just delete this page?
And then here we go, the big twist line, because we totally couldn't tell this was coming. Since when do
And what's
mannequins bleed?
the fucking
It totally
story?
was the fucking title.
So let
of
me
the
get
story.
this straight.
Written
Some
by
people broke
Bloody
into his
Spaghetti.
house and he beat them to death with a baseball bat. And that's it?
Yeah, exactly. The fact that people were in the house meant that they were, like, breaking and
They
entering.
broke
So it's
into
not
his,
even like he went...
It's not like he killed some innocent people. Like, it sucks that he killed
I mean,
them, but
it's-
it's not like
yeah,
they were
he-
innocent. They broke into his house. I would have
Yeah.
probably beat someone with a bat who broke into my house, too.
Yeah,
if
people
they'd
keep a bat
broken
by the
in.
bed for that reason.
Yeah, I would have beat them because they broke in.
To be
I'd be like,
fair,
what the fuck are you doing in my house at 3 a.m.?
Yeah, you could have picked more... You could have picked victims that made it a little... Made the
you
shot more
could have
visceral.
like made him look like more of a bad guy if they were people that broke into his house. Because I
Yeah,
feel
so that
like
just
fighting
seems
off
like
an
a turf-
attacker is a natural thing you do.
Yeah, so it made it really lessened the impact. And
oh my god.
that's the
can
end of the
I-
story.
This
The only
comment is
category is
great,
mental
isn't it?
illness.
Though I love these comments.
Can I read this first comment, please? This one day ago, because it's a very recent story. I enjoyed this. The title gives it away a bit, but not much. Strong disagree. It's literally the punchline is the title. It gives everything away. My favorite part was Manny's voice.
Yella's interpretation of it was my favorite part, not the voice
Bugs
itself.
Bunny, yeah.
But then, good choice there. Good choice on the accent.
Yeah,
I'm
this
not
next
so
line is
sure
about
about
to
that
make me
part.
so angry.
In some ways, this is reminiscent of the Telltale Heart, but never in a way that would make the reader think that until afterwards.
What?
How
This is
it
a good thing.
How is this
Oh,
like the
the
Telltale
Telltale-
Heart?
So the Telltale Heart, for those who don't know, is a classic story by Edgar Allan Poe in which a crazed man murders somebody and hides the body. And then as the police show up, his guilt drives him to where he starts hearing the heartbeat in his head. And in his madness, he assumes that they can hear it too and are just pretending not to hear it, just to fuck with them. And it drives him finally to admit to the crime.
Okay, so
What the
nothing
fuck does
like
that
this.
have to do with this?
Yeah, so like I said, so nothing like this.
Yeah. Also, it was written by Edgar Allan Poe, so it was actually scary and well written.
Yeah, that's fair. There's some execution errors, however. Some. Only some. You have a tendency to use run-on sentences. I also see a misuse of semicolons throughout the piece, some awkward wording, I swung the bat on top of it,
Yeah.
and at least one place where your verb tense shifts to the present.
Yeah, right there at the end.
A simple proofread will show you where these things are. Also, the dozens of one-sentence paragraphs aren't really having a strong effect on the story's flow. If anything, they break the immersion. I strongly suggest consolidating them where possible.
I agree.
As for the story itself, I would have liked an actual scene or two of Manny telling the narrator disturbing things. Let us hear it for ourselves instead of being told that it happened.
Yep, show and so tell. Absolutely.
Yeah. This would also help you introduce Manny's character in a stronger way. You know what? Some of this, pretty good advice so far. And I would say, maybe somebody could help if this person, if Bloody Spaghetti didn't have fucking edit protection for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Also, the title of the book is Angels and Demons rather than Demons and Angels. If this swap was intentional for thematic purposes, it's not reading the way you want it to.
I like how that's what you took issue with.
Yeah. Overall, though, not bad. Definitely very weird and not scary in the traditional sense, but unsettling nonetheless.
Yeah, not
Strong
scary in the
disagree.
traditional
It's
sense
not-
is a nice way of saying not
It's
scary,
not
didn't
scary.
fright.
This person's very nicely telling him that the story is ass.
Yeah.
Not scary, didn't fright.
And
Yeah,
if you
didn't
look back
fight.
up, they actually did correct Angels and Demons, but they didn't correct any of the other bullshit errors.
Yeah. Also, you know what? Unsettling nonetheless. It's not unsettling. Nothing about this story is unsettling.
I don't know, the grammar and spelling
Listen-
mistakes unsettled me quite a bit.
that is
Yeah,
that is pretty
It
unsettling. But
spooked
if
me
you're
to my very core.
But like something that's like if I try to think of something that reads like unsettling that will make me unsettled, it's something like, I don't know, the Russian sleep experiment. Like that can be pretty unsettling, you know?
Yeah.
But this isn't unsettling.
Because it's goofy.
Like this person themselves say, the flow of the story is trash. So even if there were something, you know, even if there was building towards something, it would just immediately be gone because, hey, next paragraph.
There's one story on here, I can't remember the exact title, but it also does a really good job of being unsettling, where it's about this guy who just goes into a cul-de-sac and he just stands in the middle of it.
Whoa.
And like everyone's like, is he like, he stands out there for like days and they're like, is he like protesting? Is he trying to upset us? And nobody wants to address it. And so they just all kind of put up with the fact that this guy's just going to stand out there. And the way it's written really well. I forget who the author is. I'll have to look it up. If I find it, I'll like link it in the comments of the video. But like that story is unsettling. Written really well. It's a good example of an online.
You know what I found unsettling? That Tom Waits song. What's he building in there?
Oh, dude, that song is super unsettling.
Yeah, that's unsettling. It's not explicitly scary, but it is unsettling.
Oh my god. I'll finish this review real quick and then we can talk more. But I would actually like to see a film version of this. There are some cool things a director could do with the doll/mannequin effects.
Yeah, but not with the rest of the fucking story, because it's garbage.
So if you gave a competent director and had them like completely abandon all the story except for the fact that there were mannequins, maybe.
Could maybe make something like spooky and scary. Yeah, I can see that.
Make some cool mannequin effects as long as he didn't use anything else here.
There's a reason dolls and mannequins are actually quite common in horror things, because there's generally something upsetting about something that looks very human but is also very clearly not, you know?
Yeah, that's my favorite section of Condemned when you're in the supermarket. Or not the supermarket, the department store.
I love this.
And then the author...
No, I was going to say, can I read the author? I love the author's response. Yeah,
because they talk as if they're not the one who wrote it.
Pretty sure you could adopt the core concept into a stage act if you wanted to. A stage act?! But the fact, like, they write that as if they're suggesting that to the author. Who is them?
Yeah.
A stage act? Hey, this would be great.
I went into the comments of this video and been like, pretty sure that they could do this as a dramatic reading.
Yeah,
like excuse me? No, like, why am I talking about myself in the third person?
Yeah.
Like, the author went to the comments and says, I'm pretty sure this guy could write this as a play.
Yeah, like,
what the fuck are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Also,
what about this would translate well to a play?
I don't know.
Why would you think a play for this?
It would translate well as a play, because if it was a play, you could walk out.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that's good point. Good point. And then the writer of the original comment responds with, "No, I think you could do more on film or in animation than you ever could on stage. Although, now that you mention it, this might make a very interesting expressionistic marionette show."
No, it wouldn't. No, it fucking wouldn't.
No, a stage act couldn't work, but a marionette show? Like, no? Like, not this. Like, sure, you can do expressionistic marionette shows, sure, not about this, though. Come on, look at this story, read it again. Like, no. Does not work.
Bad. Story's fucking bad.
Thanks for that, bloody spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Yeah. Since when do mannequins bleed?
I don't know. Since they're not manic. Get it? It's spin. Twist. Twister.
It's bad.
What is up, Doc?
Thank you to everyone supporting us on Patreon, and an extra special thanks to our Platinum D-Holes, ODST795, Polly Hebert, and Stannis the Manus. If you'd like to support us, check out the Patreon. Even $1 will get you some special perks, and $5 will let you vote in a poll for the next story we cover on the channel. If you want to hang out with us, make sure you check out our public Discord, and if you'd like to request a story, simply fill out the form below. We'll check it out to see if it's something we want to cover. Thanks for watching.